What's up, Colorado? Chris Lopez here, and I'm actually sitting down with Jenny Bayless to get a quick update on what her portfolio and her strategy is at this halfway mark in the middle of June. She and I just got finished recording our State of the Market for rental property investing in Pueblo, Springs, and Denver, and we ended on that slideshow with who should invest and what options should be looking at. So I did a video for me. Now we're doing a video for Jenny to talk about her portfolio and how her strategy has shifted in this rising interest rate environment. So Jenny, hello again.
Hey.
So jumping into it, how has your strategy updated? And where do you want to start with that question? Your current portfolio, what you've done? Because you've been the exact opposite of me, where I did nothing the first half of the year, and you did everything the first half of the year.
Yeah, and I plan on doing nothing the second half of the year. So yeah, I guess starting from the beginning, I bought a property in Pueblo, single family home. I think that was the start of sticker shock in terms of interest rate increasing. So that was, just shy of 5% on that one. But I'm super, super happy with that property. And then bought our first multifamily a couple weeks prior to that, I guess, in Colorado Springs, which we'll go into kind of that strategy in a different podcast, what we used for that. But it's definitely needs a lot of TLC in terms of management. Great property in terms of built, like it's, turnkey, no repairs needed, but is just really, really underperforming. And I think that's kind of what our goal for this year is, to get that one up and going. And then recently sold a really good property. I still can't believe that we sold it, but I sold a really, really good property and closed on a fourplex last week, using an ARM.
Yeah, let's talk about that. Because up until a few weeks ago, you swore off ARMs.
Yep.
I think they would come around and you would throw something at to make it stay away. But now you just close an ARM. So how has that shifted? And why? Talk about from your how it shifted for you and your risk tolerance on there.
Yeah, so really just kind of taking a look. I think once you get to the point where you have a lot of properties in your portfolio, you can start to look at things from a portfolio perspective as opposed to just a singular property perspective. So that's kind of how I looked at it. I think that we have a really strong equity position. I think that we have a really strong cash flow position across the whole portfolio. So this one I was willing to kind of take a risk a little bit, get that lower percentage or interest rate percent on that, and just kind of see what we can do. I think that there's, again, on this fourplex, there's a lot of room to maximize management on it. Room for utility bill back, room for rent increases.
Are you managing yourself?
No. So that's another strategy. That strategy change, I guess, is kind of moving everything to property management. So really kind of managing the manager, I guess, in that case, letting them know this is where we want to be. Can you guys get us to that point? So I think that there's a lot of room in the performance aspect of that. If you looked at it on paper, it's a dog, truly, but I think that there's a lot of potential for it. And I'm okay kind of balancing that with, we're quite honestly cash flowing pretty well across the rest of our portfolio. So I'm okay taking on that challenge, I guess. Yeah,
that makes complete sense. Now, just looking forward, end of this year, going to even next year into 2023, mm-hmm. Has the rising interest rates changed any other strategies, or just maybe mixing in some ARMs or some lower rates in there?
Yeah, I think it's just taking a look at that risk. I know we've talked about if rates were to drop, I don't think they're going to, but if they were, we are ready to pounce and lock into a 30-year fix for that one.
You don't think it'll drop?
I don't.
Really?
Yeah.
I gave it a chance over the next couple of years.
I hope you're right. But as soon as that happens, we're going to, lock into a 30-year fix.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
So we're looking for that, working on stabilizing the 2 fourplexes that we bought. And we're not buying anything for the rest of the year, not because of interest rates, just because of life, right? So just kind of letting everything kind of get stabilized for that. I am pumping up my cash, but it's also because I've taken on larger assets. So I think that it's worthy of having a larger cushion.
Mm-hmm.
So, that's kind of the goal for the rest of this year, is just to kind of make things a little safer.
What about using cost segregation and bonus depreciation?
Yeah.
We've talked about this a lot off air.
Yeah, so we're cost segging both of the fourplex property purchases. Like you said, bonus depreciation is in full effect this year. I think that the calculations are going to work out, so that is going to be a pretty significant front-loaded savings, and then we'll worry about maximizing 1031ing those fourplexes later down the road if we want to look into that. But I think cost seg is definitely a huge benefit that we're able to realize, and I know you and I have talked about it. You consider that first year tax or first year cash flow, so I think that's going to be a pretty interesting experiment to take.
Well, yeah, on those fourplexes, you can get anywhere. What was the purchase price of those?
So one was $800 and one was $700.
Yeah, you might get anywhere. You could get anywhere from like $30,000 to $60,000 back in tax, even more.
Yeah.
Tax back if like a lot of money, which is another down payment or a massive cash flow injection.
Yeah, so we got the first report back for the $800,000 purchase, and they found $180,000 in first year depreciation, so whatever that times our tax rate is. So it's kind of exciting. I'm expecting probably about $150,000 for this next fourplex that we bought.
Yeah.
So
that's a great way to just looking at what's going on with the tax law, because those start sunsetting in 2023 next year. Mm-hmm. You meet the real estate professional status to earn that. Yeah. And it's just a great way to create some cash flow, small term type cash flow in this market.
Yeah. So just like you said, looking at things from different optics with a long-term lens.
What else you up to? You got the fourplex, you got things stabilized, you moving stuff to property managers, building up your cash reserves, doing cost segs. What else is new in the world of Jenny?
I think that's it. Staying pretty busy this year. So,
cool. Well, this was a lot of fun. And I think as the market continues to shift, we'll definitely give more updates on what we're doing. And as things progress, we can definitely do some more sneak peeks, like using property law. I'm going to show some examples, because we love using properties that we help clients and also our own properties for what we're doing, because what we're figuring out is the exact same thing our clients are figuring out as well. Mm-hmm. So while we're out there, on podcasts and talking to people on phone calls, what'd you do on here? This is not just, this is not us just making up advice. This is stuff that, hey, we have these properties, we have these concerns, we have a family to take care of. Like, what should we do? Like, all those same questions and emotions people have, we have it as well. And we're just boiling it down, saying, here's what we're doing. Mm-hmm. So we're happy to talk strategy with people, help you figure out the best move in the marketplace. If you have questions, reach out to me or reach out to Jenny. So thanks a lot, Jenny.
Thanks,
Another
Chris.
good podcast.
Thanks, Chris.